What's going on, y'all? It's Tyki again here, hanging out, having my coffee. About 7:20 in the morning. Good morning to all my early risers. Today's a little bit of a weird video, kind of something random that I've been thinking about doing, but if you're anything like me, you're always thinking about the future, you're always thinking about, what kind of things are going to be coming up, and trying to make guesses and, see if you're right. So the subject of today's video is going to be with Apple and iPhones in particular, and what I think is going to be their next big gimmick coming up in 2021 for the next iPhone release. If you're like me also, you've been severely underwhelmed by all of the drops coming out from Apple recently. Really feel like they've become more and more of like a gimmick type company that just kind of, holds off their features that they could put in stuff now. Just they kind of hold them off so that they have another product for the next round. And this is something that's been confirmed by other people, not just me. Basically, there's a lot of people, I've heard, I'm not a huge tech person, but I've heard tech people say that the technology on these phones is really stagnated, and that's why we're seeing just improvements on cameras and stuff like that. So with that said, this is where I'm going to be making my prediction about what their next big gimmick is going to be, and I've got a pretty good idea about it. First of all, I want to say that this wouldn't be the first time that I've done this with Apple, and it wouldn't be the first time that I was correct about it either. So, looking back on pretty much my first ever Apple purchase as a person when I was a kid was when the iPad came out. And when the iPad came out, I thought it was a pretty cool idea. Immediately, I was like, I think that they needed to go up from the phone and make something a little bigger. And the iPad came out, and when the iPad dropped, I was like, I looked at it, took a look at it, thought it was really awesome, and I was like, man, this thing doesn't even have a camera on it. Like, what are they doing releasing a tablet with no camera? And so when I was a kid, I was like, man, iPad 2, gonna have a camera on it, mark my words. So, rest assured, a couple months later, I find out that iPad 2 has the camera on it, and my little 12-year-old self was all stoked. I was like, look, it's got the camera. And so I went up and scooped that thing up, even with its little 1-2 megapixel camera. And I was stoked that I was able to predict that. Anyways, fast forward a couple of years, I've pretty much always had the iPhone SE. Pretty much that always had whatever phone people gave to me or that I got for free or, was able to get for cheap online or something like that. But I ended up having an iPhone SE, one of the little small ones, for a long time because my girlfriend, she upgraded her phone, so I got that one. And I always loved the SE. I literally thought the SE was like one of the best designed iPhones that they've ever had. And so when the SE dropped again this year, I was like, man, I called it. They literally brought back the SE as well. And so here I am, I got my new phone, I got the new SE, got the one that's like designed like the 7. It's not so huge, it's not crazy big. Really enjoying this phone, but that was another prediction that I was like, they just be lacking on their design these days, and they could just have gone back to, just kept what worked. Anyways, now is the time for the video that I'm going to be making my prediction. So you've seen what I've been able to do in the past, and that I've been kind of right about things. So looking at the way that the phones are designed these days, one easy gimmick that I see that they could very easily install, well, like, again, not a tech person, so maybe this isn't as easy as it seems, but there's other products on the market right now that do this exact same thing. So basically what I'm seeing is that every phone comes with a camera on the front and on the back. And looking at that design, I think that they could put a lot more into it and get a lot more out of it as well for people like streamers like me, or anybody trying to do YouTube, or anybody just trying to post a phone up in a corner and record their night. So the new GoPros, they have cameras on both sides, and what they have is these really wide angle fisheye lens that bubble out on both sides. And so the fisheye lens will take like on this side, it'll take like a nice 180 good shot of everything on this side, and then the other camera will go and take this side. And when you load it up into the editing software, it splices the two together, and you get this really cool 360 video. If you've seen it, it's really used mainly on like action sports right now, where it'll be posted up on their helmet and you can see all around them. And depending on what you want to show the viewer, you can just kind of give them a 360-degree view. So I thought that would be something that would be really cool and rather simple to install onto a phone. Something like, I feel like even a phone app could probably do it, even though it wouldn't be the best video at this very moment. I feel like this is something they could do with this phone without really upgrading the hardware too much. I could be wrong about that. They might need to put like fisheye lenses in order to make that possible. But that just seems like something that they could very easily install. And I can already see the ad campaign for it and everything. Shooting 360 video, yada yada yada. Come spend your $1,200 to us. Anyways, not a huge fan of Apple myself. I do have a Mac and I do have an iPhone, but for no real particular reason. I don't think that they're as far ahead in terms of design as they think they are. I think that they really try to do these gimmick type things, and mark my words, that's going to be the next one. 360 video on phones. If anything, this video is just here for me to come back in a year. Maybe in September when they start doing those drops, and I'll just be able to say that I told you so again. So anyways, thanks for listening to my video. It's been a pleasure. Hope you guys have a really good rest of your Sunday. My name is Tyki. Thanks again for checking out the channel. Talk to you guys later. Peace.